Yo, this is the Savage Brushstroke. I'm here with Quentin Quarantino, aka Ohene Cornelius. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh shoot. I was
Are
gonna.
you ready for the apocalypse, brother?
Oh shoot, it's coming. I know. I was about to pack it in for the night because I don't want to do the interviews too late. But we had just finished talking about you on the last podcast with Mandela, so I was like,
Yo,
go ahead and
shout
get
out Black Zeus.
Black Zeus. So we had to go. I knew we had to go ahead and get you in. This man's spinning out of control of the quarantine. Uh, Talk to me. I heard you do a long, and people can go check it out themselves in your videos. I think it's still there. You did a long live where you were talking about your thoughts and your feelings.
Yeah, I
And
deleted
your
that shit, man. They can't
oh, you
check it out no more.
deleted?
Yeah, I just
Oh
deleted that shit,
man,
man. You gotta catch it while you catch it. You gotta catch it while you catch it. That's what
oh,
makes it so.
Henny, let
What?
me tell you something. I have
What?
known you for more than 10 years. Okay,
Yeah,
I know nothing about you.
yeah.
I don't know anything about you. I've known you
Mm-hmm.
for more than 10 years. You are so elusive. And that, to me, that piece, I said this, that piece and the other piece, the Guys My Mama piece, which we just talked about with Mandela, to me, were the most revealing pieces of Ohene that I've seen in that entire time. Not that I haven't seen
Yeah,
visionary work. You always are making such great creative work, but those are the most revealing. It is gone. Anyway.
yeah. Delete it. Delete.
I think that's so funny.
I'm staying
Yeah.
healthy. Eating carrots.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, so where are you now? Has your thinking evolved in the last few days now about life in this quarantine and what that means for you? Saying that.
Yo, this has been a very forced like practice period that I actually needed,
Okay.
and I'm still feeling like, yo, the idea, the pressure on me now of being considered a non-essential worker, that has been racking my brain. Like I'm non-essential, they're saying to the community or to the lifestyle
Yeah.
of Americans or to human beingness. That's one that's wild. Um, Two, what does it mean to even be alive and be an artist? Does your art matter if it doesn't cross a certain amount of viewership, if it doesn't cross a certain amount of paidness until like Marxism wasn't Marxism until he died and it became Marxism. That before then it was just his manifesto. It was just like this is what I'm talking about. This is who I am. So
Mm,
I'm having the problem or the struggle with the idea of like having my work mean something right now. You know what I mean? And having the idea that I never thought to sell my art to people who didn't need my art. I always was like, yo, let me sell the art to the people who need it. This is the person who I want to deliver it to because they need this art. And then I'm like, that person who needs my art can't really afford to pay me enough for my art so that it
mm.
sustains me for long enough in periods like this, which has been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I've been shedding. That's all I've been doing. I just been shedding.
Mm, mm,
Like
mm.
just in the shed, in the woodshed, chopping away. That's what Charlie Bird call it. Miles Davis, all the jazz musicians, they call it shedding. So I just been in shedding. I don't know. You'll see my lives. They'll pop up for a second, then I'll delete them after that. And it's just me practicing, me playing guitar, me playing drums. I might drop a couple of jokes. I'm gonna do some more because I gotta raise enough money to pay these phone bills right now, and some couple of others knickknacks that they're not giving us any leeway on. So I'm gonna do a couple, little lives to try to raise money. I'm digital busking. I'm calling it digital busking. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Digital busking. You feel me?
I have to say that um, you, I feel like you you and I intersect and we diverge at so many points of like what our philosophy is. Like I've said this to you before, and you've
Philosophy.
either internalized it or not. But to me, if somebody would have asked me who is an artist, the first name I would probably say is Ohene Cornelius. You know what I mean?
Ooh, my boy, you had an idea. You had an idea right there. That's how I feel.
But that's how I feel. Like when I think about your work, I'm like, if I knew an artist, somebody who really is living and breathing that, it's Ohene. And so I feel like I very much admire you for that. But I also feel like you and I have maybe different, or I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say conflicting, but you have like an insistence and an immediacy, probably, for I'm sure you have practical reasons, but an immediacy of like, this needs to generate me money now. I'm doing this, and there should be I throw my heart out, and there should be a transaction where this can generate me some kind of income or something. Tell me.
No.
Okay.
No.
Please correct me. Yes.
This quarantine has brought me to the place of where the money needs to be generated right now. A lot of my relationships with women, with humans, I felt fall short because I don't care about money. I'm not really. If I had to prescribe a ism to me, it would be closer to socialism and communism than it would be to capitalism. Even though I don't believe in any isms, you know what I mean? I feel like those are the things that are trapping us. Like gender, government should be fluid. But I think this has brought me to a point where, because of my commitment to art over money, and not like having a real sense of like art commerce, you know what I mean? Art and money, and where commerce is the bigger word. And I remember watching the James Brown documentary and the movie. He said the music business is, I think it was 5% music and 95% business, or 25% music and 75% business. However,
Who
the
is it? Who said
James
this?
Brown said this. James Brown said this.
Okay.
One of the best performers to ever grace the stage gave the percentage for business at the larger spectrum. And
the man who invented like probably 60% of black music, invented funk, kind of invented rock and roll.
His dancing and slides are memorable. All of his music is
that's
memorable.
That's the blueprint for Michael. That's the blueprint for Prince. That's the blueprint for yeah.
But he was like, business should be at the forefront. And I've never been that person. I'm always like, yo, art, if I gotta barter with somebody so that they can get my art, or if I send my art directly to people, I'm not like, let me hire a PR agency. I would rather take that $300 that I would give to a PR agency and throw my own party and have it be memorable. I don't know if you were there, but I did the Flight Risk party in what year is this? This is 2020. I believe it was 2016. We did the Flight Risk party at Secret Loft in Brooklyn. One of the illest parties that ever touched Brooklyn. Shut down all the fucking McKibben lofts. And that was right out of my pocket. That party came right out of my pocket. You know what I mean? And I got an impact within the culture. So you might respect me within the culture. But when I think about, if I would have gave maybe like twice that money to a PR agency, they would have introduced me to so many people I didn't know. So amongst the culture, the immediacy of the culture, people know me, and a little bit around that culture. So I got this really strong nucleus of people that I've been selling and bartering and giving my art to, which it means something. I don't want to say that it doesn't mean anything. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the sustainability of the artwork. I'm talking about the sustainability of my lifestyle, which is simple. I got one bag of clothes. I only own one bag of clothes. I don't need more than to have mad clothes. I don't need more than fucking one bag of clothes. I don't you know what I mean? I just want to have one bag of clothes in a big ass house with a shotgun, and you know what I mean, and a horse.
Yeah.
And I don't need much, but sustainability is important. And I'm going through this, I wouldn't say trying time, because it's actually been a time for rest. This is the most I've rested in the past, I want to say 8 or 9 years. Everything has
Mm.
just been like work, 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 sustain to get to the next thing. Cause I know how my people are. I know how people are. I know how I've been working. So sustain to get to the next part. And now in this moment where everything is on pause, all of my industries, my hustles, my work is on pause, and I'd have to go into a new industry to make money, which is not impossible. I started out in aerodynamics in high school, and I went to when my first major was French. So I'm not outside of the realm of just being an artist. But when I graduated school, I was offered a job at Credit Suisse for 80,000 a year, and I turned that down because I was like, nah, I want to make art. So
Wow.
I made my choice. In making my choice, though, I got to I got to double down. I got to follow through. You know what I mean? Because my mom's was proud of me, but I never lived that dream of buying your mom's that house. You know how that dream is like you get out the hood, buy your mom's that house and shit like that. Uh, I never got to live that dream. So that depressed me for a while when my mom's passed away. And for a while
Mm.
it really rocked my spirit. Like, yo, I haven't been doing enough. I haven't been working hard enough. So then like money started to become like I gotta my parents is gonna be gone eventually. And you know, I have leaned on them as human beings rather because I'm from New York, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And
yes.
rather than be like other people who come from outside places, come here with their parents' money, and they're able to start a life and continue on with their parents' connections or the connections that they gain from being whatever they have or whatever they do. I'm a New Yorker, and part of that is being spoiled is that I was here when all of this was different, here during
Mm.
crack era.
Mm.
Um, I was a lookout for a crack dealer for a while. I never got into selling crack for a while. I sold weed for a while, so it's not like I'm a New York hustler. So that's that. But at some point, your hustle got to graduate to mogul, or it's got to graduate to businessman. It's got to graduate to you got to be you got to be Stringer Bell without the murder. You know what I mean? You got to be
Mhm.
like I'm from the hood, but I'm taking what I learned and what. So basically, right now, I'm cashing out on my hood money. You know, I'm cashing out on all of the money that I made as a local hood artist, just a dirty bum ass nigga from Harlem, who don't care about money. And right now, it's gonna be real important. You're gonna notice a little shift in me, only because it has to be. I got a 13-year-old kid. You feel me?
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
got 3 gray hairs now. You feel me? Um, two of them on my chin. You know what I mean? So it's like I I hit a point. I hit a fucking breaking point, and a part of this quarantine has been that. So when I was talking in that live video, it was about the existential crisis of an artist. It was about that balance between money and artistry, and like I was comfortable with like, all right, I can make my art because I can work jobs to continue to make my art the way I want to make my art. I don't need to sell out as an actor, as a comedian, as a musician, make any kind of music
Mm.
I don't want to make, say anything I don't want to say in the moment, make any kind of short films or long films that I don't want to do because, you know what I mean? I can work and still maintain enough to be who I want to be, but shit, it's not enough, B. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So I gotta
Yeah.
sell my art to the highest bidder.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And
Mm.
that's a crazy place to be in because I heard Will Smith talking on the Breakfast Club with him and Martin when they was doing the Bad Boys tour, and Will Smith
Mhm.
was like, for so many years I was a caricature of what I felt Will Smith was. I wasn't Will
Mm.
Smith. You know what I mean? And I always thought like, damn, if I want to be successful, I gotta sell the character of Ohene. And I never heard Will Smith say that. I was like, I don't want to do that though. I don't want to shortchange myself. I don't want to be this person this cookie cutter version of myself, subduing all. But fuck that, yo. As I'm here in this quarantine, really like hitting people up like, yo, buy the art. Like not even like, yo, I really need some fucking funds to pay these bills and shit, which is true. I'm still like, yo, buy the art, buy the art. I'm over here like, nah, they're not even the highest bidder. Why am I reaching out to them? You know what I mean? I gotta go to the highest bidder and give them that version of Ohene that they want so that they can get what I need.
It's interesting when you say it, because like I
Hold
find
on, hold on,
I've
hold on.
always
Hold on, hold on,
yeah.
hold on. This has been brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light. Shit lighter than Bud, nigga.
It's so interesting when you say that, because as you were talking just tonight, there's two people that I was like, oh, this is who Henry reminds me of. One is Jamie Foxx and one is Will Smith. And and the biggest thing was what happened?
Getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it, right? I've always been fascinated with Will Smith because from like, I want to say, I don't think it's been throughout, but I think as I watch his career go by, I started to feel like the only time he ever was real, and so it's crazy to me until the last few years when I heard him do these interviews, like the Rap Radar one and the Breakfast Club one. Until the last 2 years or so, I've always been like, man, his acting really is in his interviews. In the movies, I feel like I get the real Will. Like Pursuit of Happiness, Ali. My favorite movie of all time, I don't know if you've ever seen it, 7 Pounds. That to me is like, that's really who Will. Hancock.
Oh, well. Yeah, I saw 7 Pounds. I hated that movie.
I love that.
I love Wild Wild West though. I love Wild Wild West though.
I love Wild Wild West too. I love all, but to me, it's like he's only really actually himself in his movies, even though he's playing characters. I'm not saying he doesn't play characters, but he doesn't hide anything. But in his interviews, I feel like he's like, whoa, yo, I am Will Smith, and you know what I mean? I feel like it's his performance that he's doing to make people like him, and it works.
Yeah.
He can sell the hell out of a movie, but I always felt like glad that he gave us he gave us those performances so we could actually see what was really going on inside. You know, at least he gave us that, because the interviews, I don't know, the interviews, unless they were super long form, like a Charlie Rose style, they weren't really worth shit to me.
Nah, he always giving that fake Will Smith laugh, promoting a movie or some shit like that. And that's what's up. I'm gonna be on that same shit. I'm like, oh man, Bud Light, man. I can't believe what you say. Your fucking guys are crazy, man.
Oh man. Okay. Well, do you so 2 pieces? Do you want to start with the piece that's not from to talk about?
From what?
The 2 pieces from 2 artists. Do you have that? Do you remember this? Okay. If you had them, what's the piece from like a famous artist that is like directly an influence to Ohene?
Yeah. My first piece that I really fucks with is a piece I learned in college. I don't remember it all right now, but the last line is the biggest bar.
Okay.
The first line is like, who woods these are, I think I know. You know what I mean? But the last line is a bar. It's from my man Robert Frost, poet. He was like, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Those are the last 2 lines. And it's a bar, son. That's the hottest. Because in the poem, basically, he's like in the woods, in like a cold ass woodsy area, walking around, body tired, mind stretched out, looking in wonderment and also in fatigue. And then at the end of the poem, he still ain't at the end of his journey. You know what I mean? Ooh. So I fucks with that concept so heavily. Like, you know what I mean? Just because y'all heard the end of one song don't mean you heard the end of a journey. Just because now once my body passes on, my story still got more journey. You feel me? So that's a part of the existential crisis, because sometimes you moving so fast with your art. I've created so much. It's like this little lag in time will actually allow some people to catch up to me. This little lag in time, I always send out my links via text personally. I ain't Ryan Leslie. I don't do the super phone joint. Like each person individually gets a text from me. And if a nigga be like, yo, stop, I'm like, yo, fuck you, B. Because I literally met you personally, and this is how I share my artwork personally with people. And so
Wow.
in this lag in time, I've sent out the link, and cats with either they had nothing to do or they was like, yo, let me give this motherfucker a chance right now. Whatever it is, I don't care. I no longer care. It's like volume and consistency. That's all I care about. Who's the highest bidder? Who's gonna be the most people I can get in contact with, and how many times can I do that over and over? So all that other shit, I used like I ain't taking none of this personal no more. It used to be a personal craft, and now I feel like I'm separated from what I create is personal. God is my mama is personal, but when I put it out to the world, ain't nothing personal. I gotta just do a business plan. I gotta do a PR. I gotta do a nice video and send that and repackage that and send it out so people can just get the concept. And other than that, I can't. I've done my job. Once I've actually done my job, then we could talk about like my personal feelings about me actually completing my full fucking job. But a lot of times I wasn't doing the full job. I'll release a song. I didn't put out a statement about the song a month ahead or 3 months ahead before I released the song. Already planned the visual release, have a party coming up for that's all in it, yo. And I'm smart enough to be honest with you, and not on some cocky shit, you know what I mean? My balls hang real close to my body. So like I think I'm smart enough to do all of that myself. But a motherfucker get lazy because we know that I'm reaching out to people in this small circle of people in which I have this sway of personality or personableness. And I'm beyond that point. I want to reach people who I don't know, who don't give a fuck about me, who don't care that my son's 13. They just want a hot ass song. They just want a hot visual. They just want a song that connects with them as a person, as an artist and shit like that. So chop, chop, chin, chin. You feel me?
Chop, chop, chin, chin. Oh, man, this is... there's so much. There's a vastness to what you're talking about that I want to hit. I mean, one, I want to say I think all your work is very personal. God is My Mama is a very special piece, but I see you in everything you make. I never see you do anything that I'm like, that's not Ohene. I see you, and I just want you to know that.
You might
like,
see some of that shit though. You might see some of that shit now. You might see me doing some trap rap just for popularity.
I get it. But I
you
just want to say,
to this point, you might see me do a quarantine song. I'm usually not topical like that. I might fuck around, do a quarantine song.
Most people I could be disappointed in for that, but for you, and I wouldn't be. I love trap music, so I wouldn't be. But like for you, I really think you are fascinating to me in that you seem like Miles. Like it wouldn't matter what you said. At somewhere that's gonna spill out because you are one of the people I've met that I feel like it is a compulsion for you. I don't think you're doing it because you're choosing to do it. I don't think you really have a choice. I think you're stuck. Yeah. I think you're stuck in here.
I'm fucked up. That's why I'm like, I gotta make a business plan for it because I don't,
right,
and I can't do anything else.
Right,
like I'm literally at the point of like. I'm at the point of no return. You know what I mean? It's either no return or I don't return. You feel me?
Right. And I totally get that.
If I work at the post office, I'm gonna be that rapping, handsome, joking ass nigga at the post office. I'm still gonna be me, and I'm gonna just be unsatisfied. So for me, it's like I might as well do the art, and if I'm gonna do the art, I might as well do it to the best of my ability to fucking sell it to the max. Sell his fucking art. Sell it to somebody who want to buy it. Sell it to somebody.
I mean, why not? Why not? And it's possible. I believe anything is possible. It's like what you're saying. You just hit me real hard too, because my dad was that mailman. He wasn't an artist, but my dad was a Brooklyn mailman, young, handsome, fly, out here. He was hustling the whole time, but he was out there. But I watched him. You know, I know you're a father. Like I think we talked about this before. I talked about this with somebody else before. Like I watched my dad be a great dad and work his ass off, hustling, doing his thing, but I never saw him once be fulfilled. I don't know what it looks like for either of my parents to have something they're passionate and excited about that they pursue. Never seen
Yeah,
it. And they birthed this son who, like, that's all I do. And it's probably because of that, because I never saw it. And they were great. They were good parents. They did their best. And, you know, I think they did a good job with me and my sisters, but I can't tell you it. Like, my mom tried to start a business a few years before she passed. She tried to start a business, like doing like a daycare in the house. She got like permits and stuff, had people come to the house. This is so far out of her character. It just happened. It happened ironically right when I was doing my bike tour. And she
yeah,
went out and she's like, she's a lady from Haiti. Like, she wasn't dumb, but that wasn't in her wheelhouse to do something like that. And it just came up.
yeah.
And I was never prouder of either of my parents than I was in that year when doing that and going through the motions. Like,
Yeah, it's a
even if it failed.
generational thing. It's a
Mm,
generational thing. We still come. I like my pops tell me all the time. He like, yo, you lucky you got me as a father, and I am lucky that I got my pops as a father and my mom's as a mom's. But it's like a generational thing. They still came from the generation of like, who cares what your dreams are? You know what I mean? You got to work to get your.
mm,
My pops didn't start. He's a painter. He didn't start painting until he retired. You know what I mean? I
mm,
never seen I never seen him make a painting. Like he did carvings a little bit, and as he got older, I saw more and more of his artwork. So and I think about like had he gotten hurt somewhere younger and stuff like that. How I've known people who got hurt or they work 19 years on a job and get fired and don't get their full pension, all kinds of fuckery. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're from a generation who's trying to prove that we can get paid off of what we love and desire. And it's not so far fetched to be paid off of what you love and desire. And that's why sometimes people
mm,
look at YouTubers, they like, oh, you want to be a YouTuber? I'm like, that fucking totally aligns with the generation before us and the generation. Like that's the dream right there. What I love to
mm,
do, talk on YouTube about some shit that I love talking about already. And that's
mm,
the dream. So yeah, like my age range from like I want to say like from like 42 to like 26 really. That strong age range right there is very much like whatever our parents did, I'm destined to prove that. Now after that, be younger than that is just a part of the culture to do what you sort of like
right,
can do. It's like a gig culture. You fit in, you get in where
right.
the robots don't fit in. You feel me?
Mm. Wow. Okay, let's go into the piece of a peer of yeah, it's like a tiny lightsaber. Let's go into the piece
Yeah,
from a peer.
yeah,
I didn't even give any
yeah,
context really. We just jumped into this. Um,
yeah.
I know
From
Ohene and I met. I don't think we even met the night you did the first jam at the pit, but you did a jam
mm,
at the People's Improv Theater late night. You walked in, nobody knew who you were. I didn't know you. You walked in. It's just a late
that
night
was
jam.
our first. That was
Huh?
our first night working in there.
Wow. And you just walked in and
Yeah,
handed everybody your headshot with your whole crew, and then got them. It's
that
like,
was
we
our
about to
first
do
night.
something.
I remember that. I remember that night. Me, Preston, and Edgar was all in the play plotting those some collard greens, and Connie Belafonte had came to see us. And after the show, we was chilling,
Mm.
and I was like, "Yo, I heard about this improv shit." Because I had been going to the other pit over at on 29th Street when it was upstairs, or 28th Street when it was the
No, that's where
upstairs
it
bar.
was. That's where it was. It was the
That's
up. It
where it
was
was.
still the loft. Yeah, yeah, it was still the loft.
Oh, it was still a law school. I don't remember that shit. That's mad high drugs because I remember watching shows there. AJ and Patrick Kukata used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go there. I used to watch them, and that's where I fell in love with improv at the upstairs pit. And I
yeah. That's
remember
what.
doing the yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
remember
talking
doing the
about.
jam. Yeah, I don't even remember doing the jams until it got to 23rd Street. But I also did a lot of drugs at that point. So don't like don't take that personal.
But that's how we met, and then we've
Yeah.
music and all this stuff. But so the peer piece that you wanted to choose.
Yeah. Like, I got respect for all my loves out there, man. I know Merce the Big Body Bands, Black Zeus, BK
Merce just
Wildlife,
dropped a
Life
record. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else I really fuck with. Miss
It doesn't
Bill,
even have
Bill
to be a.
Sanchez. I know that, man. I'm just shouting people out because I got the time,
Yeah.
nigga.
Okay. Shout them out. Shout them out.
But
Shout them out. Big up. Big up.
but
Big
the
up.
peer, the song and the peer that I wanted to fuck with, my first ever huge hip hop tour was with Das Races, and the second show that I had done was in Boston, and fucking Kool-Aid D really like just shined on me some knowledge. We was just sitting there smoking some spliffs, and Kool-Aid D really shined on me some knowledge. We was backstage and shit, and I was chilling with Chaz now, Chaz Van Queen at the time, now Chazmere, and
Mm-hmm.
we went outside and Kool-Aid D was just bopping knowledge about everything that was happening. He was like, to be honest, things are not really going well with Das Races. We making mad money, but we just not happy as a group. So we gonna go solo. And I'm like, y'all niggas is like Bill and Ted. Y'all can't go solo right now, man. And but they went solo, and Kool-Aid D had dropped a song called La Pinata, which is my shit. You know what I mean? This is before Manny Pacquiao, but La Pinata. Um, but he had a line in there, and he was like, "Every window's a wall, yo." Hold on. What he said? Every window's a wall. Ah, shit. I'm fucking it up. But in La Pinata, he said something like, "Every window's a wall, yo. Every every walls every wall's yo a Waldo. I'm Waldo." And the way it was just the way he put the shit together on the funky ass beat. You know what I mean? I'm forgetting the line right now, so I'm shitty for that. But also Kool-Aid D be forgetting his own lines. And
I'm
I
looking
once
it up
seen him,
right now. I see it. It came up right away. La Pinata.
I
Wait a
once
minute.
seen him do a rap show and hand the mic over to one of the audience members, and the audience member rapped his whole fucking bars, yo.
Wow.
So that's the kind of commitment I want from my fans and my supporters. Like, I want to be able to like be so high, forget my lyrics, pass the mic out into the audience, and they finish the songs. That's how good your writing got to be. And I felt as a hip hop artist and someone who was just like they had set up that tour themselves. They
Mm.
they booked the venue the joint with the little label and shit like that. We rode out there in a little white van. Me, Tekla, Chaz. I think Casa was on that tour. Amaze '88. Um, I'm trying to think of who else was out there at the time. I've done mad drugs and just a lot of experiences since then, so I can't really remember everybody. But La Pinata was my shit. So if y'all out there, that's one of the songs that really like. I was like, you can be quirky, you can be new age, you can have hot beats. Because when I think about like how a lot of times I've recognized myself as a hip hop artist, is that when you in the conscious lane, you got to rap over conscious beats, and you got to have conscious, you know what I mean? You got to have conscious rap tones and like, you know what I mean? So
Everything's
you
got to
got
be
your
beige and brown and and olive
yeah.
green.
Or when you get into Common and you start dating Erica Badu, everybody you got to wear knitted hats and funny, you know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
There's no real dude like with a just a regular guy like just chilling with some like verbiage and got some consciousness, got some fun, but it never gets too like never gets too so serious that you can't relate to him as a human being. And that's what I
Mm.
think some of the problem was with like a Pac and a Biggie, that the words and the things were so serious and so real and so in your face. That beef really led to a beef between two coasts because we couldn't separate the artist from the man. And so when you don't let the man slip in enough, everything becomes the art. And that's why when Tupac was like, yo, I'm a fucking rapper, you know what I mean? Like y'all keep mistaking what I'm saying for who I am. And it's like, yeah, because not enough of the man is slipping in. There's so much of an artistry. You're putting on so much airs. So I really fuck with Kool-Aid D because he's like this like Indian. I don't want to call him Indian. He's not Indian because he'll get mad at that shit. But he's not. He's like
Brown dude.
a brown person, if you will, from San Francisco. So that's like really the tech area who moved out to New York and like you know what I mean. So that striver's mentality was in him, and he put on very indie local shit. And when it was time to separate, he made his own music that was also dope outside of the connection music that he had. So I just
Mhm.
really respected his grind and his hustle. And
Yes.
so that to me is like a contemporary who I would be like, yo, you inspired me to do more with my craft.
Yeah. Can you make a sharp contrast between where you were at that moment and kind of what that song helped you to cultivate that is different in your music now? What is the difference that you can see based on that influence between what you were doing at that point and what you're doing right now?
Once that happened, I was like, yo, what do I want to do? How do I set myself apart? And I was like, I want to rap and play guitar. I want to be the George Benson of rap music. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I still haven't gotten to that place yet. So
Right. J
don't be
Caps is
impressed.
the one who put me on to George Benson. He put me on to him
Yeah.
a couple years ago. Yeah, yeah.
George Benson is ill. When he first started playing music, he taught himself. He was just like, chromatic scales, all self-taught shit. So I was on my like, I'm gonna just chromatic scale it out, read, you know what I mean? Maybe do a couple of jams with people, get a couple of lessons one-on-one, but it's gonna be coming from the heart of me. Um,
I'm gonna tell you this.
yeah,
I remember when you first were like, "I'm picking up the guitar." This was what 7 years ago or something like that.
yeah.
I remember being like, "All right, Ohene," and that's still like that entire influence is so grown and coherent into what you do, and you pursuing that same line from then till now with no. I don't even know what to say about it, but it's just and I'm like, man, I was the fool because you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and you just did it, and it's grown so much into your style. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, at the time I wanted to be a hip hop artist, you know what I mean, a jazz hip hop artist, but it never cultivated to that. Now I'm someplace in between, like in a, because I'm influenced by Andre 3000. I think Mandela was saying, y'all was talking about Drake, and I don't know if y'all mentioned Little Brother. I don't know if y'all mentioned fucking Mos Def. I think y'all might have mentioned Mos Def. I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure.
Y'all mentioned it. Yeah, but me and Crim, excuse me, me and Black Zeus was talking about it earlier on Instagram, like, because he was like, yo, I'm playing. There wasn't that. I'm playing. He was like, this is considered the nice music, and I was like, it was there nice music in that time? And then I started thinking about it, like, oh yeah, all of these people were making like happy, nice, sort of like movement music during that time. And as things progressed, I just wanted to bring something new to my artistry and just be a musician too. I was like, after a while, I want to stop rapping too. And when I stop
Mm.
rapping and I want to go help other people, do I want to be a rap coach? I guess I could be a rap coach,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to help other people really and maintain my artistry within the business, I wouldn't want to produce. I might want to play live with people. Like, so now I'm studying the drums. I'm going a little bit deeper into my guitar skill set and writing songs. So I'm like in some like weird singer songwriter. Like I'm either doing rap or I'm doing some weird singer songwriter um, sort of amalgam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally know what you mean. I think we're both. I think that's one of the places where we
It's
are
one of my
very
gray hairs.
are. What's that?
It's one of my gray hairs right here.
There it is. There it
Yo,
is, and it
yeah, I'm just
showed
trying to
up
get
from
my
the
live
protein.
together, man. I'm just trying to get my live together. That's it. Can
Yeah,
I get my
man.
live together?
I think that's definitely a place where we definitely see eye to eye of like being musical, whatever that means for rappers. But yeah, that's something I admire so much about your work and how you not only try to do that, but like it's that's the word I want to say, integrated. Like your whatever you make is so integrated. Your music looks like your visuals. Your visuals look like your music. Your feels like you know what I mean. Everything is integrated with what you're doing,
I
and you're
feel
thinking
bad
about
about that
every
because
part.
I think segregation should have continued. So I feel bad that I integrated my music. Fuck that, man. We should have
Well,
kept segregation.
you you did it. Well, this has been my mind is blown right now. This has been like such a dense talk.
Yeah.
I want to say what. Okay, I want. This is how I want to end it. What would you say to if you could talk to Ohene from, if you could talk to Ohene right now from that moment, the Das racist moment. If you could talk to one piece of advice you'd want to give him right now, from where you're sitting right now in this
I'm
quarantine.
talking to that nigga, yo. What I'm talking to him for? He got to live his life. I can only talk
Mm,
to me right now, and I can say that you gotta take this shit serious, and like
mm,
it's a business, and my artwork is worthy of the work that it takes to give it to the masses. It's not meant to
mm,
be some fucking minuscule coffee table book that you print out at Staples and hand out to your 10 friends. It's meant to
mm,
be mass produced to have people all over the world having their lives changed by the artistry, and it takes real effort. It takes real work. So I'm now becoming happy with this time away because I was always working, yo. I was always working at my job. When I wasn't working at my job, I was throwing a show, building my craft, and trying to practice. So like this little bit of like week since coming back from tour, which was totally shut down while I was on tour, all my fucking
mm,
shows were shut down. I lost all my money. So if
mm,
anybody out there want to throw me $4,000
mm.
right now, talk to your rich friends right now. Give it to me right now. God, 4,000. Um, you know what I mean? Shonda runs in a Honda. Um, I think I think what I gotta realize is that like I put out Lenox Avenue and it's been like connecting with people. And now I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, I gotta
yeah.
put out a dope ass visual. And I'm trying to put it out before this quarantine is over. Just a dope ass
Mm,
visual so that people can like they have the space and the time to like connect with me. And um I'm just I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. Like, I'm grateful for being beat down so hard and still standing up. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've seen, it's like always that trope in the movie where you see the person and they beating the motherfucker down and he stand up one more time and he like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
mm,
and
mm,
they got and
mm,
his arm broke and shit like that. And he's like, give me one more go at it. And then that person somehow wins or they die. You know what I mean? I'm real cool with that. If it ain't meant for me, like let me bow out gracefully and let me end the music, let me end the acting, and then go, yeah, let me go live a regular life, making enough money to like have kids and just like, you know what I mean? I'm good with that if that's the case. But if I'm gonna do this, which it seems like I'm sort of in right now.
mm,
I'm
mm,
sort of
mm,
doing it. I'm working on a musical right now. I just released Lenox Avenue. I'm fucking drumming in a band right now. Shout outs Dukes in the Package. So I'm sort of in it right now. Since I'm gonna be in it right now, I gotta fucking have the utmost seriousness. That means the women that I do have in my life, they gotta be nurturing to the idea of my ideas being forefront in my life. That means to
mm,
my friends, they gotta realize that what I'm doing is important. And if their job as my supporter and friend is not to share it or to repost it, it's to come in the studio and give me ideas. It's to give me encouragement. It's to bring me food or eat food with me and build with me as a human being positively. Not everybody is meant to be the fan in the audience fucking clapping for you every show. You know what I mean? Like that's a ridiculous expectation to have on your friends who have their own goals in life. You feel me? But as long as they recognize what my goals are, then they can remain in my life. If people are not about my goals, if they're not about me seeing me shine and thrive and know that I want to see them shine and thrive too, let's fucking part. Let's separate. Like I don't need anything else but the goal right now. I don't need any and not the gold. The goal. Like I don't need anything else.
mm,
Like I'm a gold digger. I'm a gold digger, baby.
mm.
He
You
takes
hit us with a
my
lot of.
when he's in need. Yeah, he's a
You hit us
trifling
with a. Oh
nigga
shit.
indeed. Yeah, he's a gold digger way over town. He gonna dig on these pussies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
hit
know
us
where
with
I'm
a
going.
bunch of bars, man. You killing it. All right, man. I love you, honey. Quinton Quarantino, we're gonna let you go. This has been a great episode.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. All right, man. Thank you. This is great. This has been Saturday. Yeah.